retirees, municipal retirees, we are like standing on the edge of the train platform, and we are about to get pushed in front of that train. And we say no, and we will continue to say no. We're being screwed. We are being screwed by the mayor, by some of our union leaders, city council. We were hoping that the city council was going to put forth some legislation to stop us from being pushed into the Medicare Advantage plan, but they still haven't done it. What are they afraid of? They're afraid of something. We had hoped, and we still hope, that there's going to be some more legislation, another lawsuit, but right now we don't know. So we are here today to say, we're being screwed. Retirees are getting hurt. We're going to get harmed. We are old. That doesn't mean we don't vote. We will be voting. But we have a lot of health issues. And if we're in a Medicare Advantage plan, those health issues are not going to get taken care of the same way they are now. And if we don't have our health, we don't have anything. So we're going to hear today some testimonies that people have sent to us describing, telling us exactly what some of the problems are going to be.
My name is Michelle Keller. I am a retiree after 43 illustrious years of New York City. My union is District Council 37. My calling is public activity, which is what you see me on the street now. I am also the president of CLUE. Affectionately, we say, do you have a clue? That's the Coalition of Labor Union Women. That's one of 7 constituency groups embedded in the union, AFL-CIO. Clearly, what we're on top of right here is the worker union, because we have new energy coming in. Folks, that we're saying, hey, listen, a union brings you 3 principal things. Your wages, right? Your safe workspace, and a secure retirement. Part of that secure retirement is your health benefits. So what we worked for maybe took a little less, knowing that we would not be, or could not be, or wasn't in the cards to be a millionaire, but we took a little less in helping others. And now for that work to actually rest on us at the point of retirement is at risk. Okay, and we understand that promises made must be promises kept. And we also know from Galatians in the Bible that if you hold on long enough, if you're doing something right that's good, it will fare out. And that's what we're doing right about now. We've already been assigned, or told, I should say, that in September, all of this will take effect. But yet, this battle has been for more than 3 years. And it was early on that it was said that it would take effect. And by the people holding on, understanding, the study, persevering. And by the way, we're not doing anything that we were not taught how to do when we were active. 10 minutes ago, I was active. No privatization. This is a for-profit company. And to continue to be out there to organize and battle for what is right. And that's what we're doing right now at the same time. So we have hopes. We're doing litigation and legislation. We have legislation in the city council. We're hoping that they will pick up on that as quickly as possible. December it went in, what's happening, what's going on, and then ultimately, unfortunately, what the actual courts will present in a matter of another few weeks as it stands right now. But we could all do this better.
So what do you plan on, what's the purpose of this, the people's hearing?
Always the people's hearing is about education, always. Because, listen, the city of New York is a trendsetter. The people who work for the city of New York are its infrastructure. So you're looking at people who are not, they're retired, but they're not expired, all right? They're still laborers retired. They're still labor's force, but they're trying to relax a little bit now from what they've already given. And this is what the insane part about this is. As I go in today and testify, I hope, at the city council, I actually say to folks, hey, listen, we're not trying to take anything away from the city. The city is dealing with there's a heavy load here that some things will never be fixed because it's an ongoing little bits as you move. What do I mean? You're now dealing with the migrant circumstances, right? So before we can handle the outside, we have to handle the inside because, hey, look, even though you have active people taking care of these folks to make them more comfortable, you also have within your communities retirees who've been in the business, coming back to service, helping these folks at the same time. So if you want somebody, if you're in some type of a quagmire or a problem, who do you turn to? You turn to your civil servants, to your city workers. So this, on the other hand, by folks who can do better, who are in positions to do better, this is not how you say thank you. This is not how you give grace. This is not how you offer some type of respect. It's a respect and it's a dignity. Work is a respect and it's a dignity. So we don't have to take it, but they just not moving.
Do you want to tell me how you feel about what's going on?
Yeah. Look, I'm angry at Mayor Adams for signing an agreement to take us off of traditional Medicare. Medicare has been good to us. All the doctors and all the hospitals recognize it and accept it. I don't want to have a health emergency and then go and see some bureaucrat tell me whether I have permission to take care of protecting my life. And so we should repeal that. We should get rid of Aetna. We should go back to traditional Medicare and protect the lives of retired workers, all 250,000 of us.
Absolutely. Can I get your name?
Yes, Dave Cuddlechuck, Kotelchuck. And I am from PSC CUNY, and I taught at Hunter College for 20 plus years.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We would like to introduce Council Member Christopher Marte from District 1, who has been at every rally, in every meeting, speaking out on behalf of retirees. He is the progressive city council member in this body of council members who are supposedly the most progressive ever.
Woo.
Everybody, please welcome Christopher Marte. And remember that retirees vote and we vote for our friends.
How's everyone doing?
Yes.
How's everyone doing?
Yes.
We have to be the loudest rally on this street today, okay?
That's right.
I'm gonna make a quick correction. We're actually not the most progressive council ever. If we can't protect our retirees, if we can't protect city workers that gave everything that they had, if we can't protect people who chose to serve New Yorkers instead of shareholders, then we're not progressive. This is a shame to the progressive movement in our city. When we allow for-profit companies like Aetna to win on the backs of retirees, we are not progressive. And so, just across the gate, we see current city employees fighting for their rights. But really, everyone should be here because this affects you in the present and in the future. And it gives you a clear sign that, yeah, you think you can win these small fights, but at the end of the day, the city can always screw you over. And so today, right here, this is the biggest fight ahead of us in the budget. As we all know, our city's budget is $106 billion. In the last month, we found $4 more billion. And this retiree issue is $600 million for 250 retirees. If you do the math, including their partners and children, this saves us much, much more money than we ever expected. And so we have to push back and make sure we win and get a legislation that you guys support for all the council members to sign on. And that will be the judgment day on whether we're the most progressive council or not. Thank you.
Oh, hi, can you hear me, folks?
Keep it going. Loud.
We are Cross-Union Retirees Organizing Committee. We've been out here for 2 years. We will keep coming out until we get what we deserve and what we work for. Okay, hi. I want to start off today. We are going to be reading many testimonies. This is a people's hearing because retirees are not even in the budget. They're having in that city hall a budget hearing for the city, and we are not even in it. What do you say about that? That's what I say. So we are having our own people's hearing because the city council is ignoring us. We are going to be reading many testimonies from seniors who were not able to come today. So after I finish my testimony, if you have a testimony that you are ready to read, please come up here. And during the testimonies, we will be coming around asking folks who are here if they are willing to read some of these testimonies. We have a lot because we retirees are upset and angry. I would like to begin with my testimony. What I hate about privatized Medicare disadvantage plans. They are private, corporate-owned and operated, and their main objective is to make profits. Their motto is profits over patients, profits over people, profit care over health care. They make profits by delaying and denying medical care. They rob taxpayers by getting subsidies from the federal government when they don't deserve them. We didn't pay into Medicare our entire working lives to subsidize Aetna and other insurance giants. They have high administrative costs, 14% rather than the 2% that traditional Medicare has. Why? Because they have to hire all those bureaucrats to deny care, hassle doctors, go through all the hurdles of paperwork sick patients have to submit in order to appeal when they are denied the treatment they need. The billionaire CEOs don't care about providing quality health care. They care about making themselves richer, like CEO of Aetna, Mark Bertolini, who made $27.9 billion last year. They are criminal enterprises being investigated for fraud. CVS Health, owner of Aetna, admitted that they are being investigated by the DOJ. MAPS encourage their doctors to commit crimes, to upcode, which means they say that the patients are sicker than they are so that they can make more money. They use artificial intelligence to deny claims when nobody has even read the patient's medical records. Anything for a buck. Because of this, Comptroller Bradlander should reject this contract with Aetna. Why is Mayor Adams and our top unions dumping us into an accused criminal enterprise? Medicare Advantage plans are not Medicare. Medicare is a public health care program that every working person pays into their entire lives so they can get quality health care when they turn 65 or are no longer able to work if they are disabled. There is now legislation in the House called Save Medicare Act, which would make it illegal for these private insurance companies to call themselves Medicare. Aetna also made profits off the slave trade. They have admitted it. That alone is enough for New York City to reject doing business with them. So we would like to call the next testimony up, and thank you for listening.
You want me to do mine before I get on me? No. As the councilman said a little bit earlier, we have won today. Think about it. You've got the new generation coming in, and they're being screwed because they're not union. And then you have us who've done all this lifetime. Nobody's even contemplating how much time between all of us standing here. However it is, we may look or feel, we're back on the ground doing the very same thing that we were taught when we were in the union. If you want something, you fight for it. That's what you do.
Yeah.
You organize to win. So let me just give you quickly what I'll be saying. And you heard we're not even on it. We're the menu because we didn't go to the, we are the menu. Okay? So this is going to the New York City Council. Good day, City Council members. Good day. I am retired after 43 years of my calling. Public service. Whether organizing for labor, worth on the shop floor, or active in the union hall, the message has remained the same. Always protect the worker. Galatians 6:9 says, the Bible tells us not to grow weary about doing good, for in due time we shall reap our harvest if we do not give up. So do not give up.
Do not give up.
Shame on all these responsible here. What? Shame on all those responsible here.
Shame. Yes.
Whatever the political stature, the mayor, the union, New York City labor relations, and even city council. If your silence has become complacent, government is responsible to protect all workers, the pioneers, the trailblazers, the sheroes, the heroes, retirees, and their dependents, not a sellout for profit over gain. A budget is a moral document, and we know that there is much to do in this big showcase of a city, now inclusive of a migrant population, that will never be fulfilled. But why choose to destabilize, sacrifice, and bear harm to civil servant retirees, the very foundation of city labor? For at least 3 years now, we, New York City retirees and our dependents, have been ignored, rejected, and threatened in our secure retirement. By now, everyone is keenly aware of the facts and the urgency of this crisis. Service has already been disrupted. It is not fair to say, well, let it play out. We need to close the deficit. The union leaders agreed, who have no jurisdiction of the retirees. It's trending around the country, or healthcare has just gotten too expensive for this city. We are the ones who will suffer. No choice. No choice. This for-profit over-patient mentality is a sure destruction of the doctor-to-patient relationship, so critical in the healing process. Patients will become liable for additional fees on account for upfront costs as well as after-services defaults. There is this concern for diminished or limited types of service that can also disrupt or impede the healing process. We are concerned about the lack of empathy and knowledge of those trying to negotiate in our interests, who are moving to settle on costs greater than the members' former labor can even hope to cover in their fixed income. Such poor credibility and unreliability of negotiating without the review and research of the actual contract leaves us in a peril. Our concerns continue for Aetna, a tie-in with their profits connected to the slave movement. The review status of oversight for questionable reporting the use of federal government funds by the CMR program. We have further concern for the absence of any service in some states. This is not traditional Medicare, the health care that we all labored for to be able to enjoy. Who's listening? Who cares? Why is our message not resonating? Is it all for profit of Wall Street and the insurance companies? At the end of the day, it's get out of the trap completely. Waive your rights or maintain your due service, your sanity, and your safety. But who gets screwed? 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 The labor retired left to search for a financial source to fund the very service entitled to us that we were promised. Further, leaving our dependents at risk, snatching away our annual deductible. City Council, we have put before you a bill in this matter, forwarded back in December of last year. When can we expect you to deliberate and offer us support so that retirees can regain their respect and their dignity? There is nothing new to see here. We will keep fighting and vote our interests using all that we have. We will stay organized. We will deliberate for justice and the security of our good health. What's disgusting? What's disgusting? Union busting. What's disgusting? 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 Make the noise!
Yeah, and we're gonna do one more. Good morning! It is a good morning. We're still fighting. My name is Antonia Manuela. I am an Afro-Puerto Rican elderly woman and a proud member of the Retirees Association of DC 37. But most significantly, I belong to a demographic of black and brown elders on fixed incomes, small pensions, with heart disease and multiple medical issues. I cannot afford poor health care. We cannot have a future with an inadequate health care plan. We cannot have a future without representation at the decision-making table. We cannot have a future with a Medicare Advantage plan that determines and limits care by the use of algorithms. That medical care is delayed by prior authorizations, that operates with understaffed healthcare networks, that is being investigated by our government for fraud, that has a history of involvement with the slave trade. This is not healthcare. This is hell care. Hell care. Hell care. Michael Mulgrew, Henry Garrido, Mayor Eric Adams, and other so-called labor leaders should take the position's oath. First, do no harm. They have no idea what democracy is. For 3 years, I have been fighting alongside you and all our allies as we testified and won case after case, joined by our brothers and sisters with canes, walkers, wheelchairs, and assistants in the rain, in 90 and 20-degree weather, some becoming ill at our rallies. I wholeheartedly commend you all for such strength, but I urge that now more than ever, we summon that strength to keep up the fight. Thank you so much. We will not be screwed. We will not be screwed.
Okay. All right. Hey, folks. This is testimony by a retired New York City teacher. Okay. I'm asking, please, don't take away our secure and reliable health plans through Medicare and Emblem Health. I have intensely researched the consequences involved in this new plan, and I realize that you only care about saving money, not protecting the health and lives of the dedicated retirees, including myself. Most of us are in our elderly years, and requiring us to get approval for procedures and surgeries is not acceptable. I recently heard the story of a man who was waiting for approval for needed surgery, and he passed away before it was approved. This is what we worry about. I feel like it's a crime being committed against us, and so much of what we have worked for is now being taken away. That includes denial of reimbursement for thousands of dollars in Medicare Part B and IRMA. Why should we be punished for having worked so hard for our benefits through all the years of our lives? Please do not abandon us, and let us keep what we have and were promised. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Shavi's representing her parents.
No, nothing. Just to speak.
Hi.
Yeah, closer.
Can everybody hear me? Okay, I'm closer. Okay. Can everybody hear me? Okay. I'm here because my parents are unable to be here. I'm sorry. This is my first time doing it, so bear with me. So, anyway, I'm here because my parents weren't able to be here. This is one of the testimony I'm reading. In order for me to keep original Medicare senior care, the health insurance which I choose when I retired, I'll have to purchase a Medigap policy, a Medicare Part D drug policy. I will lose the Medicare Part B reimbursement provided by the UFT. The cost is very high, but it cannot be subjected to losing my doctors and their excellent care. They have cared for me for many years, and they know my history at 79. Loss of doctors who won't accept Aetna Advantage. The denials and the recommendations, treatments, the endless appeals. The result is a threat to my health, financial and mental stability is terrifying. Privatized medical insurance companies are concerned with profit over health care. If Aetna Medicare Advantage is so wonderful, then it should be offered as an option to retirees and not be forced upon us with no option other than to seek a Medigap policy and Part D drug plan. When we retired, we were given a choice of health plans, not a single imposed Medicare Advantage plan. This was by Sherry. So, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, everybody can hear me. Fred Newton, DC 37 retiree. 3 or 4 weeks ago, I had a conversation with a dissident who's, not retired and a member of the Municipal Labor Coalition. And he was one of the sole dissenting votes against Mayor Adams shafting us with Medicare disadvantage. He also commented that the meeting was very disruptive, very querulous, and they totally disregarded Robert's Rules of Order. If this is the case, is this something that the lawyers who are fighting for us should be aware of? That is my question. I hope it will be passed on to the lawyers that are fighting for us. Thank you.
Not be screwed. We shall not be screwed. We shall not be screwed. We shall not be screwed. So, just a second. She wants to read first, and then you. Your name again?
From Vicky, who couldn't be here today, and I'm going to try to speak as well as I can.
And your name?
Oh, my name is Marilyn. Yeah, I'm a retired librarian. So, okay. Anyway, so Vicky says, the very reason why I chose to work as part of city government is that despite higher salaries in the private sector, I would belong to a union and be guaranteed a certain level of health care benefits. I am approaching retirement and it is too late for me to switch to better paying employment that would allow me to deal with the additional cost of maintaining the level of health care I currently have and deserve as a hardworking city employee. It's unfair punishment for an entire career of service to New York City. Please do the right thing by maintaining our current level of health care coverage. And that's by Vicky.
Thank you so much. And thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. And I have to tell you, there is an active person here. She's still working. Professor Wolf, come. You have a statement? Yeah. And we have active people that are fighting with us, the retirees. So, Lauren.
I don't need that.
Okay, good. So Lauren is a professor at Ostos Community College, and I'm so glad that you're here.
Ostos and Bronx Action Committee.
Amen.
We fight all of CUNY's racist austerity budget. It's gotta end.
Yeah.
This is from David to the mayor. If you think this is such a great health package, then you and your family go on it. And prove to us that you believe what you're doing is right for us.
Exactly.
Because I don't understand how you can tell us how to move something you think that better when you're not on it. And said you don't believe in it at any time. I wish people would stop acting like care is a privilege and not a right.
Healthcare is a right. Healthcare is a right. Healthcare is a right. Healthcare is a right. Healthcare is a right.
My mom should be able to go to the doctor and be treated without thinking, is she covered or does she need a referral?
Exactly.
She worked hard for the city and put her time in. So the city should back up what they said they would do for her when she retired and not change it. Prove to us that you're doing the right thing and go on the plane with us, with your family. Show us it's the right choice. Plan. Plan, not plane. Misspelled. If you're going to do things, then you should play on the same baseball field as you know what, like instead of us being in the sand lots, and you in City Field.
Exactly.
End CUNY's racist austerity budget now.
Amen. Good. And you are next. Good. And your name?
Hi, my name's Kathy. I am a New York City social worker retiree from high school. I am reading for Ellen. As a senior citizen with many health issues, I'm very, very concerned about the possibility of being forced into a Medicare Advantage plan. I am very dependent upon my doctors with whom I have a long-standing relationship. When I speak to them about the possibility of my health care changing, I've been told by many of them that I will no longer be able to continue as a patient, as they refuse absolutely to accept Medicare Advantage plans. Some of them have been part of such a plan in the past, but became so disillusioned by it that they refuse to participate any longer. This will be a tremendous disadvantage for me, as it will be difficult to find doctors who will accept the plan. From what my doctors have told me, Advantage plans pay considerably less money than the original Medicare as fees for seeing a patient. So it makes no economic sense for them to participate when they're being paid less per patient. Also, the hassles of having to obtain permission for many services takes up their time and causes unneeded stress on their patients. So I please beg of you to allow us the choice of remaining in our current medical plan. Do not force us into a position where we must accept the much less effective plan and give us the added difficulty of finding doctors who will participate in this plan in our area.
Amen. Yes. I have another chant. Let's see.
That's okay. Yeah, you hold that, and I'll hold my sign. And I'm Joan. I'm a retired UFT teacher and fighting for our rights. Hey, hey, hey. So this is from Keith, and he writes, our pay stub had and has a field for Medicare.
Exactly.
As retirees and in-service members, we were and are paying into Medicare, not Medicare Advantage.
That's so true.
Yes. We were promised that when we retired, we would be covered by a GHI plan paid for by the City of New York, and our Medicare Part B premium would be paid by the City of New York! City of New York. Okay, now that we're straight on that. This is deferred compensation that the City of New York promised and is now reneging on. It is legally and morally wrong. Legally and morally wrong.
Legally and morally wrong. Legally and morally wrong. Legally and morally wrong.
To deny retirees Medicare supplement insurance, and Medicare Part B reimbursement. Has the City of New York and the MLC no decency?
Can you repeat that again?
Has the City of New York and the MLC no decency? Has the City of New York and the MLC no decency? Only the City Council can make right what the City of New York and the MLC have conspired to steal from the retirees. Please do the right thing and pass legislation to reinstate Medicare, a Medicare supplement plan, and Medicare Part B, paid for by the City of New York. A promise made should be a promise delivered.
Woo! And your name again?
Joan.
Joan, and you retire from?
UFT.
UFT, bendito. Pobrecita. Okay, so Eugene. Oh, wonderful. So here we have Eugene Hammond. He used to work with me also at Ostos in the South Bronx, and he took care of the quality of air and everything. We need a lot to do inside there.
Right. Okay, I'm reading this for Catherine. My name is Catherine. She can't come today. She's not feeling well. I worked for the city for 40 years, retiring in 2002 as administrative staff analyst. My job involved safeguarding refuse for the Human Resources Administration through a variety of methods. We analyze and reorganize operations which are generating fines. We computerized record keeping. We entered units which have been subject to negative audits to fines and plugged financial loopholes. And finally, we analyzed new legislation from a cost-benefit standpoint, sometimes even suggesting amendments or entirely new statutes. That was my particular specialty. Thanks to Mayor Rudolph Giuliani.
Whoa!
Thanks, who sent me and my colleagues back into the toxic zone of Lower Manhattan a mere 6 days after the attack on the World Trade Center. I'm also a frail World Trade Center patient. Many of my coworkers are dead from toxin-related illnesses. My former director now has leukemia. I cannot afford to lose my good Medicare supplemental health insurance coverage. There's a sword of Damocles over my head, and I know that Aetna is holding it. September is coming fast. Will anybody step up and save our lives?
Woo! Let's go for that. City Council, step up. And I think that's what they haven't done, right?
They haven't done. City Council, step up, save our lives. And UFT, change your position from trying to give money to private insurance companies instead of to doctors and nurses and other healthcare workers. It's vicious. It's vicious stuff.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm Trudy Silver, and I'm really proud to be here with all of these wonderful people. Gloria has done such an amazing job again and again, and so many of you. And Stephen Wishnia, who's been following us as a journalist for so long. Stephen, let everyone know who you are. He represents the Independent. He's been following us into the Aetna halls when we're trying to raise trouble, raise hell. That's what we do. And a lot of us here are coalition builders. The Raging Grannies are here. Where are the Raging Grannies? Woo! And also War Resisters League. War Resisters Kashama Savant, some of you know this amazing woman from Seattle. She is represented here as well. Move the Money is represented here. All the money that this city has that's going to the military, shame, shame, shame. All that money that's getting us closer to World War III, and they can't take care of us old people, shame, shame. That's what we're talking about. And also Stephen mentioned that as part of the Lenny Bruce history, we're not about negating making love. So I'm not so happy about using the word screw and the F word negatively. But that's okay. You know, we have a lot of creativity going on here. This testimony, of course you heard some of mine, okay, is from Pete. All I ever had to know about navigating life, I learned in kindergarten. If the new medical plan offered will save the city $600 million per year, how in heaven can it be better in quality than what it was when I signed up so many years ago? It's all about the Benjamins, and even Mayor Adams, when looking for votes, called for a new plan, bait and switch, offering backroom deals. The grammar is not so great. This guy wasn't an English teacher, but it's okay. Backroom deals. I was a music teacher, by the way, for 30 years, so my English isn't so great either. Backroom deals then ensued, and laws and procedures were unilaterally changed. Union heads were complicit and threw the retirees under the bus because we had no vote. And by the way, the union heads didn't offer a commensurate medical plan to the active members, no, because they do vote. And the union heads would be simply and rightfully voted out. Isn't it time to vote them out? Yes. Vote them out! Vote them out, absolutely. Vote them out. They're not representing us. And to add insult, no more unity. Thank you, Judith Ackerman, the great raging granny actor, and Susan Epstein. Thank you for being here, all these amazing people. Okay, let's see where we are. And to add insult to injury, the disingenuous city managers added so many poison pills to this new medical plan concerning prescription drug coverage and current Medigap coverage and reimbursement of Medicare Part B, one can only assume vindictiveness should be added to their shame. It would take very little time and effort to come up with the $600 million from the NYC's vast, overbloated budget. Don't get old. I will pray for retirees who in the coming years will need better than this. Right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm reading for Carol. I worked for CUNY for over 25 years. I have always relied on the fact that my pension would be providing Medicare coverage. Medicare Advantage plans are plans which are privatizing Medicare. I am saddened, puzzled, and angered by how some of the unions and our mayor could possibly be advocating for privatizing Medicare. These private plans are inferior in every way to traditional Medicare and rest on the profit motive. Profit motive. Many studies have been done which have been reported on the major papers, reporting that the Advantage plans reject claims at a much, much higher rate than traditional Medicare. Additionally, some of these plans are now under scrutiny and investigation for Medicare fraud. Is this the kind of healthcare system the city wants its retirees to be part of? I am also a healthcare professional. I have worked with patients with both traditional Medicare and with private insurance. Private insurance companies are without a doubt the more intrusive in asking for proof of necessity of treatment. This is a case of the fox guarding the hen house. How biased and unfair. I have never been asked the same from traditional Medicare. The mayor and the union should be advocating for the city retirees, not throwing them to the wolves. I voted for this mayor but he will not have my vote again, nor will anyone in the city who aligns themselves with this terrible and destructive plan to deny retirees traditional Medicare and Medigap coverage. There is still time to turn this around. Please do not betray us. Once you get ill, watch out. Carol.
Lauren, can you help us with the banner? Or you're leaving? It's just the entrance of the bridge.
Turning around.
Anybody else that can help Lauren?
Over here. Over here.
Hands off our Medicare!
Hands off our Medicare! Hands off our Medicare! Hands off our Medicare! Hands off our Medicare! Hands off our Medicare! Hands off our Medicare! Hands off our Medicare!
We won't move! Medicare! We already paid our dues! 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 How about we walk? We can walk and talk. We can walk. The law is that we can walk.
When you retire, we're here to save your health care for when you retire too, officer. You don't have to acknowledge me. No, that's true.
Let's go in there.
Can we go in
This is the public plaza.
We want to use the microphone.
This is the public plaza. Why don't you let us in?
This is the public plaza. Let us in. Let's go.
Let us in. 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 Let us in.
We're fighting for you guys too. This is going to affect you guys too when you retire.
Yeah, do it over the gold.
This is going to affect all of you when you retire.
Bobby Post on here,
We work for the city! You guys are... Cops, you're gonna retire someday. Shame on Adam! 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 Shame on Adam!
When you see the extension of the Brooklyn Bridge and how Roblin's wife continued the project after his bedside, it shows the power of women, and that's why we have a major women leader in Deputy Mayor Joshi, who's leading our major infrastructure projects that are taking place in the city. The allocation of the resources, using this space again, looking out how to use Park Row, speaking with the councilmen to come down. Commissioner Rodriguez is doing in DOT of how do we use our open spaces. Those spaces historically have been traditionally used in certain communities and not used in all communities. Everyone need open space. We witnessed that during COVID on how people needed those spaces to come and sit down and enjoy the recreation that's attached to it. So this is an exciting moment. I am just so pleased that this is being done under our administration, what we're doing on Fifth Avenue, what we're doing on Broadway, the projects that Deputy Mayor Joshi is doing, all in all 5 boroughs. You're going to see a transformative moment that's continuing. Let's not get it mixed up. This is not only the vision of this administration. Mayor Bloomberg started this years ago. He understood it with the planting of 1 million trees. He understood to get control of Governor's Island, Roosevelt Island. He understood how we had to have a real coordinated effort. Mayor de Blasio continued that with some nice planning with organizations like Families of Safe Street, Transportation Alternative, and others. And we're just continuing, and we're hoping whomever follows will continue to finally make a city that is for all New Yorkers to live in, to enjoy, and to really cross-pollinate ideas and cultures together so we can make the city that we enjoy and like. And so I want to thank everyone who's behind us, from those who thought about it, those who took the dream and turned it into a reality, those community advocates that sat down and communicated with us. Really a great job in doing so and bringing it to our attention. And the real coordination between our borough president, because borough presidents have an awesome responsibility to have a vision of what they want their borough to look like, and that is what Borough President Levine did. So congratulations. We have more to do. Those advocates who are out there and have community organizations and spots, please bring it to our attention. We need to find this space to create open space that we can all enjoy what this city has to offer. Job well done, Deputy Mayor.
disadvantage. Our lives are not for profit. We are city retirees.
Sir, what's your message? Pardon? What's your message to Mayor Adams?
Resign, go to hell and rot.
How do you feel about what's happening with the Medicare suspended?
It's a travesty. You know, he's betrayal on steroids. Ditto for Nespoli, Garrido, and Mulgrew, and Speaker Adams. What's disgusting is this, I'm told Speaker Adams refused to give, you know, the bill to protect us a number, and if she don't give a bill a number, it doesn't get to the floor for a vote.